Kenyan security forces raped, beaten and assaulted civilians during violence in recent elections. This is according to a report published by the international rights group Human Rights Watch. The report released in Nairobi indicates that there was widespread sexual violence among women and girls, as well as sexual attacks on men. The rights group has called for a public inquiry into the violence with the aim of bringing to justice those responsible for the attacks.
Agnes Kaleche remembers taking shelter in her one-roomed house with her family after clashes broke out between the police and civilians in Mathare, an informal settlement in Nairobi. Little did she know that her home would end up being the scene of her horrific rape. The uniformed men kicked the door open, threw my husband and kids out. Then one started strangling me. The other hit my knees and legs with a club. One stood watch at the door. The other raped me. Kaleche, who was 4 months pregnant, woke up several hours after her attackers had left and went to hospital, but she lost the baby. A day later, her husband walked out on her, leaving an ailing Kaleche to fend for herself and her 2 children. Doctors said I had a miscarriage because of the rape. I think my husband left because of the stigma. It's impossible to work because of the pain in my lower abdomen. All I want is justice. Human Rights Watch spoke to 68 women and girls, as well as 3 men in Nairobi and Western Kenya, in areas that were hotspots for the violence after August 8th elections. The report says half of the rapes were gang rapes and were accompanied by torture and violence against the victims' children and spouses.
Half of the rapes that we documented were perpetrated by police or men in uniform.
Like Kaleche, most of those who were raped have not sought post-rape care or medical support due to stigma and fear of intimidation by the police. Police have not responded to the report, but Human Rights Watch says in a meeting with high-ranking security officials, police promised to investigate the allegations.
This report we are launching today is very concerning because it documents patterns of sexual violence and government failure that are similar to what Human Rights Watch documented around the 2007-2008 political violence, where the government failed to protect or to prevent sexual violence. It failed to help survivors to get medical treatment and counseling support, or to even genuinely investigate and prosecute.
Kenyan security officials have come under scrutiny over how they conducted themselves during the just concluded polls. Civil society organizations have reported that at least 58 people were killed in violent clashes between the police and civilians since August 8th elections. Sarah Kimani, SABC News, Kenya.